This kind of stuff, boss. This kind of stuff. And moreover, this distributed application, the server application of distributed application can have different types of clients, either locally or remotely. What kind of clients? Desktop applications, web applications, mobile application, IVRS application, and other distributed application, IoT devices can be there as what clients. So this is my SBA application, boss. SBA banking application, which is server application, having lot of modules. See, guys, website is client, you working with the net banking. Mobile application is client dealing with mobile banking. ATM machine is another client for cash withdrawals and deposits also nowadays happening. Okay, IVRS, everything happens through phone, boss. Okay, is also one more kind of client. This is developed through what? Embedded system or IoT. Google Pay or Phone Pay. Google Pay or what? Phone Pay. Come on, guys. Another distributed application acting as a client to SBA application, guys. Swiping machine. Array swiping machine. We also use swiping machine for payment. That is also developed through embedded systems and IoT. That is also acting as another client. Did you notice it, guys? Okay. So this is distributed application. One type of clients are there, or lots of types of clients are there. Lots of types of clients are there. Okay, guys. Now listen. E-commerce application while using card payment, guys. Browser talks to flipkart.com web application. Flipkart.com talking to PayPal distributed application. PayPal talking to payment gateway application distributed application. Payment gateway application talking to banking application distributed application. See, guys, browser talking to Flipkart. Who operates the browser? End user. End user means customer. Okay. Web applications are C2B applications or not? Web applications are C2B applications or not? Come on. Flipkart talking to PayPal. PayPal is a payment broker. Flipkart is a website. So this is business to business application. PayPal talking to payment gateway application. This is also business to business application. Are you understanding my point? So distributed applications are business to business applications. Then we discussed about other modules, guys. Okay. In Spring, we have Spring Boot REST, or in Spring, Spring REST. In Spring, Spring REST. In Spring Boot, we have a Spring Boot REST. Okay, which is there to develop what? Distributed application in web services environment. Are you listening my statement, guys? Okay, guys. So what about remaining module? Because Spring and Spring Boot is having so many modules. What about remaining modules, guys? What's the role of remaining modules? Are you listening? Remaining modules are helper modules to make standalone web application, distributed application, doing various other activities. For example, Spring Boot JDBC, Spring Boot ORM, Spring Boot Data JPA modules are given to make Spring Boot based standalone application, distributed application, web application, talking with SQL database software, and to perform CORD operations in the database software. CORD means CURD, insert, update, delete operation. Come on. Spring Boot NoSQL module is there to make Spring Boot applications talking to what? NoSQL database software like MongoDB, NoSQL database software, so like what? MongoDB. Come on, guys. Cassandra, and etc. Spring AOP, Spring Boot transaction management. Okay, they are there to apply secondary services on what? Application, which are optional but additional. And if they are applied, our application becomes perfect and accurate, like logging, auditing, security, transaction management, etc., etc., guys. Spring Boot security and Spring Boot OAuth is given to add security on Spring applications. Spring Boot mail module is given to add mailing facilities to applications, guys. Mailing facility means sending mail, receiving mail, forwarding mail. Okay, this kind of activities. Spring Boot batch and Spring Boot scheduling are given to process huge amount of data that comes batch by batch Okay, periodically. For periodical activities, Spring Boot scheduling is required. Okay, to process huge amount of data comes batch by batch. We have to go for this one. All the modules of Spring Boot can also be used as Spring modules, guys. And in Spring Boot, we have a actuator concept. They are there to add what? They are there to add what? Non-functional features to Spring Boot, like health metrics, memory management, and a number of things are there. So this module is not there in Spring. This module is there in what? Only in Spring Boot, guys. I hope you are understanding. Actuator module is not there in Spring. Actuator module is there only in Spring Boot, guys. Only in Spring Boot environment we can enjoy this one. Are you listening my statement, guys? Okay, boss. Let's get into today's discussion. Let's get into today's discussion. It's a conclusion of yesterday's discussion. What is the difference between web application and distributed application? Because anyhow we learned Surya Kumar, OAuth is another style of providing security. Arey, Surya Kumar, Mr. Surya Kumar, you and your innocent question. For persistence also we have multiple modules now. Why you didn't ask me that question? Spring Boot JDBC is there, Spring Boot ORM is there, Spring Boot Data JPA is there, Spring Boot MongoDB is there, right? There you didn't get the question. So everyone is having their own style of providing security, my dear. Okay, Spring Boot OAuth is extension of what? Spring Security only, and it can involve some social networking websites and other things for authentication and authorization activities. Okay, it's a big technical one. Right now, you don't worry about it. So to get into most of the mobile applications, we don't create username password. We will try to log in through other social networking and other popular logins like Git login, Gmail login, Facebook login, Twitter login. Remembered? Yes, to enjoy such facilities. Spring OAuth is very good. Spring OAuth is very, very good, guys. Come on. I think now you got the clarity now. Okay. Fine. Right. Yesterday, what I have given is just abstract picture, boss. Yeah. Very quickly, we'll wind up this and we will see second application because anyhow discussion has come. One is web application, other one is distributed application. Come on, speak out. Okay. Now tell me, guys, web application, client server application, where client is browser and server is software application. Client server application where both client and server are applications are software applications. Next one, it is C2B application. C2B application, customer to business application. Yes, guys. It is B2B application. What guys? B2B. Business. Okay. Okay. Business to business application. Okay, guys. B2B. It is B2B application, guys. Next. Allows only one type of client. One type of client, that is browser, guys. Come on. Allows different types of clients. Different types of client applications. What they are, guys? What they are, guys? Desktop applications, mobile applications. Okay, we'll go mobile application, IVRS applications, IVR applications, web applications, other distributed applications. Okay, category is important. Don't give examples. Don't give examples. Other, okay. Next, IoT applications. IoT or embedded system. Embedded IoT is extension of embedded system, guys. Embedded system application. And this list may grow in future. Who knows? D. Okay. Communication happens. Communication takes place through request response model. Come on, guys. What model? Request response model. Communication takes place through request response model. Communication takes place. Communication takes place through method calls. Through method calls. Understanding my statement, boss? Okay. Now listen. Yesterday I didn't highlight this point. Yesterday I didn't highlight this point. Okay. It is thin client, fat server application. What, guys? Thin client, fat server. Browser side, nothing will be there. Everything will be there at what? Server side. You take nareshit.com, you take flipkart.com. Tell me, in our machine where browser is there, using which we want to give request to flipkart.com, anything of flipkart.com will be there in our machine where browser is there? No. Just browser will be there to give the request to get the response. Everything of entire website will be there at server side only, right? So that means more button at server side, less things at client side. That's why thin client and fat server. Fat means more, thin means less. You know that, right? But here B2B, guys, both are software applications. So it is fat server and fat client application. It is fat server and fat client application. Are you listening my statement, boss? Fat server and fat client application. F. F. Now tell me. We can use Serlet, JSP technologies of technology. Please switch off your cameras. Everyone, I am requesting. Please switch off your cameras. Okay, we can use Servlet, JSP technologies of Java to develop web applications. We can use RMI, EJB. These are technologies, guys. JAX RPC. What is that, guys? JAX RPC. Okay, web service, guys. Web service. JAX WS. Okay, guys. JAX RPC, JAX WS. This is also web service. Okay. In web service also we have technologies and we have what frameworks. Next, JAX RS. What is that, guys? Web service. And etc. technologies. What, guys? And etc. technologies to develop. Okay. To develop web client. Browser is called web client, Mr. Kaushik. Okay. To develop Java based distributed applications. Java based distributed applications. Browser is also called web server. Definitely web client will be there. Use common sense, Mr. Kaushik. I didn't expect that kind of question from you. Java based distributed applications. All these are technologies. And etc. are Java technologies to develop Java based distributed applications. Now tell me, guys, Spring MVC, Spring Boot MVC. Spring MVC is a basic framework. Spring Boot MVC is an advanced framework that is built on the top of Spring. So in both we have a MVC module. Guys. Okay, guys. Spring Boot MVC, JSF, Java Server Faces, Struts, Web Work, and etc. are Java frameworks to develop Java web application. Nothing but websites, guys. Java web applications. Axis, Apache CFX, Apache Axis, Apache CFX, Apache CFX. Next, Jersey. Okay, Jersey, Spring REST, Spring Boot REST. Spring REST or Spring Boot REST. What, guys? Are Java frameworks and etc. boss. This list will go on. Are Java frameworks to develop Java based distributed applications. To develop Java based distributed applications. Okay, guys. Ashutosh Prasad. Okay. RESTful web services uses HTTP protocol plus method calls. HTTP protocol plus method calls. CFX or CFX. Can you confirm, guys? CXF or CFX? I think it is CFX only. CXF. Yeah. Apache CXX. Okay. Okay, boss. Yeah. Please take it. Apache CXF. Yeah. Fine, guys. No one I never worked on it. I just heard about it. Okay, guys. Are you listening my statement? Distributed applications, boss. Okay. This is what number? G. H. Okay, guys. Examples. Flipkart.com, Amazon.in, nareshit.com, nareshit.com, and etc. Yeah. Next. Understanding my point. Okay, guys. Number H. Google Pay, GPay, Phone Pay. Array, yesterday we got all this clarity, guys. Phone Pay dot all UPI payments. Next, what is that? Visa app, Master app. Okay, all these applications. Next, payment broker applications, guys. PayPal, PayUmoney. We have so many payment brokers, guys. PayUmoney, and you might have seen this Roser Pay. Come on. All these are payment brokers. They act as a bridge between e-commerce websites and okay, payment gateway applications. Payment gateway application. Razor or Roser? Roser Pay. Okay, spell you don't worry, boss. Next, banking applications. SBI app. Okay, SBI app. SBI Yono app. Fine, whatever it is. That is mobile application, but I'm talking about server side part. SBI app. Come on, next one. ICICI app. All these are another category. Next one. NSE, National Stock Exchange. BSC application, Bombay Stock Exchange. Come on, guys. Upstocks, Zerodha, Sharekhan, all these people do trading by talking to what? This National Stock Exchange and Bombay Stock Exchange server applications are not. Okay, they are also distributed application, guys. ICC score component. ICC score component. Come on, guys. Okay, crickbuzz.com, Dream11, GameG, all these people will directly display the score, or they will get the score from okay, what is that? International Cricket Council application. They will definitely get the things one. Redbuzz.com is a website. Redbuzz.com is a website. Redbuzz.com will talk with railway applications. That railway application is what, guys? A distributed application. Is that clear? Okay, boss. Next one, ICC score component. Weather report component. Next, worldwide COVID report components also there, guys. COVID report components are there, right? Already they are developed through web services as a distributed application, guys. COVID repeat applications. Next, I can give some more. ClickBuzz is a website. ClickBuzz is not a distributed application. Use common sense. ClickBuzz is a website that talks to ICC score component, right? Are you listening my statement, guys? Don't confuse yourself. Use common sense. IRCTC application. IRCT's application is a distributed application, guys, because that is the application where railway ticket reservation logics there. So that will be used by different mobile application, will be used by Bookmo, will be used by what is that, Make My Trip, will be used by Redbus, will be used by XYZ applications. Got it or not there? IRCTC application. Our world is full of distributed application, full of web application, full of mobile applications. Okay, boss. Next, OYO app. OYO server applications are there now, boss. OYO server application, not mobile application. It will maintain database of all hotels through OYO mobile application. Come on. Through OYO mobile application, we will go for it. And etc. And etc. Google Maps is nowhere related to distributed, boss. Different. Google Maps is a different category one. I think you got clear, crystal clear clarity, boss. Crystal clear clarity. OYO itself having front-end application, OYO itself having back-end application. That's very interesting, guys. OYO itself having front-end application, OYO itself having back-end application. OYO server application maintains all hotels information. OYO mobile application allows customer to book the things. Like, see, banking people are having their own server application. Banking people also giving their own mobile applications and website for net banking and mobile banking. So that's why don't confuse. Don't confuse. Right, boss. I think today onwards, no one is going to confuse about what is web application, what is distributed application, right? These things can also be called as enterprise application. So when I launch Spring MVC, once again, I am not going to give differences between both. When I launch Spring REST, I am not going to give differences between both. It should be there in your brain, okay? Now listen, kind. Now listen carefully, guys. Annotations in basic annotations in Spring Boot programming. Basic annotations in Spring Boot and programming. Okay. The Spring annotations can also be used. The Spring annotations can also be used in Spring Boot program. In Spring Boot programming, because Spring Boot internally uses Spring framework. Internally uses Spring. Understanding my statement, guys? Right, boss. So we have basic annotations are two types, guys. Basic annotations are two types. Basic annotations are two types. Number one, annotations for configurations. Annotations for configurations. Annotations for configurations. These are useful to configure. These are useful to configure Java classes as Spring Beans. Java classes as Spring Beans. Nothing but makes IOC, underlying IOC container. IOC container. Underlying IOC container makes underlying IOC container. Okay. To recognize Java class as a Spring Bean by creating object for Java class having bean ID as the object name. Object name means what, guys? Indirectly reference variable name. What variable name? Reference variable name. Okay. Object is identified with what name? Reference variable name. Are you getting my point? Yes. What are those, guys? Annotations for configurations. What are those? Yes, we have a lot of annotations for configurations, guys. Now tell me, annotations for configurations. These are also called as stereotype annotations. Otherwise, one minute. I will give them. Annotations for configurations, guys. Okay, number one, at the rate component. All people knows it, but I'm trying to present in Spring Boot environment. At the rate service. At the rate repository. At the rate repository. Come on. Next, at the rate controller. At the rate controller. At the rate rest controller. Next one, guys. Rest controller. At the rate configuration. What is that, guys? At the rate configuration. Are you listening? Okay. At the rate configuration. Next, number C. At the rate controller advice. Lastly, at the rate bean. At the rate bean. These are annotations for configuration, boss. So now listen carefully. These first 7 are there, na? These are called stereotype annotations. What, guys? Stereotype annotations. First 7 are called stereotype annotations. Okay. At the rate. Okay, guys. Stereotype annotation. What do you mean by stereotype? All annotations are having similar functionality with this minor changes, small changes. Array, I think I already talked, but let me talk. Boys dressing is called stereotype dressing. They may wear n number of things at the end, pant shirt was. At the end, pant shirt. That's why boys dressing is called stereotype dressing. Indian study culture is stereotype studies. One guy engineering, entire Kandan study engineering only. One guy medicine, entire Kandan study MBBS only. Come on, mindset of the people. Indian students' mindset is what? Stereotype mindset. That's what people comments. Are you listening my statement, boss? Stereotype means, okay, all are for same purpose. What is Khandana? Khandan means, what is that? We can say hierarchy. Generations of the family together is called Khandan. Okay. Your generation, your father generation, your what is that? Grandfather generation. Who is this guy, guys? Stereotype annotations. These 7 are called stereotype annotations. Right, boss. Okay, boss. But at the rate bean does not fall under stereotype annotation, but we can use at the rate bean even to go for what? Configuration purpose. It can be used. Yeah, tell me, guys, what is the first one? Okay. to makes Java class as Spring Bean. Makes Java class as Spring Bean. Yes, guys. This is common. Right, guys. Makes Java class as Spring Bean come service class. Okay, guys. Service class. Service class, what will contain extra logics, guys? Calculations, sorting. Come on, come on. We sort out the data. Come on. Sorting. Next, indexing. We try to keep the data in what? This one. Business logic. Basically, business logic, boss. Basically, it contains what? Business logic. Business logic. Filtering. Okay, what is that? Filtering. Come on. Filtering. Okay. Filtering. And also transaction management support, guys. Transaction management support. Executing logics by applying do everything or nothing principle, guys. Okay, guys. Transaction management support. That means we can add transaction management support. Transfer money, combination of how many operation? Two operation. Withdraw, deposit. If completed, both should be completed. If otherwise, nothing should be completed. So that time we need transaction management support or not? Okay, boss. Definitely we need transaction management support. No second thought in that. Yes, boss. Now tell me next one. At the rate repository makes Java class as Spring Bean come DAO class. Data access object class where persistence logic will be kept, boss. The Java class that contains only persistence logic is called as what? DAO class. What's the basic? Okay, persistence logic. Nothing but CORD operations. CORD operations. And one more extra feature is there, guys. What is that? Exception translation. Exception translation. Okay. JDBC exception translation to JDBC exception translation to Spring exception. Okay. Translation to Spring exception. This is one extra facility that is there. Yes. At the rate controller makes Java class as Spring Bean come controller class. Okay. Controller class, guys. Controller class plus HTTP request. HTTP request handling also it can do. It can take care of what? HTTP request handling, boss. Right, boss. Next, makes Java class as Spring Bean come REST controller. REST controller. What, guys? REST controller. Okay. HTTP request handling in web service environment, in RESTful environment. HTTP request handling in RESTful environment. Request handling through method call. Yeah, because that request won't come directly. It will come through method call only. Through method call. In RESTful web service environment. RESTful web service environment. Yes, guys. Already we studied configuration. What is this? Makes Java class as Spring Bean come first Spring Bean only. Okay, REST controller is special controller which is required in distributed application. When I launch Spring REST, you will get idea. Today, don't break your head. Today, don't break your head. Are you getting my point? Okay. Just try to understand what is what. REST controller is special controller in Spring REST application. Makes Java class as Spring Bean come configuration class. Configuration class. Configuration class. Okay, guys. Alternate to Spring Bean configuration file, which is basically XML file. Controller advice. Controller advice, guys. Controller advice. To perform exception handling. To perform exception handling. Sorry, not exception handling. Exception configurations. Okay, guys. To perform exception handling related configurations. Related configurations. Okay, guys. Okay. Exception handling related configurations in controller comma REST controller classes. Yes, this is purely related to exception handling related configuration. Whenever exception comes, control should go to, understanding my point, control should go to so and so error page. When exception rise, control should go to error.jsp. When exception rise, control should go to error1.jsp. For specific exception, specific error page should be executed. For that purpose, at the rate controller. Are you listening my point, guys? Okay. Okay. Nowadays, we also got REST controller advice is also there, boss. Are you understanding my point? Here, no Spring Bean facilities, boss. No Spring Bean facilities. Okay. REST controller advice. Next. Tell me, guys, what's the use of at the rate bean? At the rate bean. Okay. Allows to make the methods returned. What, guys? The methods are the methods configuration class methods returned. At the rate configuration class methods returned. Come on, method returned Java class objects as Spring Beans. Java class objects as Spring Beans. Okay, Java class objects as Spring Beans, guys. So generally we use for what purpose, guys? We use this to configure predefined Java classes as Spring Beans. Generally, we use it for what? Predefined Java classes as Spring Bean. But these 7 are called stereotype annotation, and this is different. This is different process. Are you listening my point, guys? Controller advice. These are still ultimately all these are there to make Java class as a Spring Bean. Java class also Spring Bean. Actually, here also Java class can be taken as a Spring Boot. Here also Java class will be taken as a Spring Boot. Are you listening my statement, boss? Fine. So these are what? Annotations for configurations. B. Okay, B. Annotations, data annotations, guys. B is what? Data annotation. Listen. Okay, guys. These annotations are given. These annotations are given. Come on, guys. To assign or inject. To assign or inject or to look up. To look up data required for the come on guys, data required for the Spring Bean class properties. Inside Spring Bean class properties will be there na. Other day example, in wish message generator we have a date property, and in order to inject local date time class object to that property, we have used @auto void or not? We have used @auto void or not? Come on. What they are? @auto void, @value, @value, configuration, properties, configuration properties given by Spring Boot. It is not there in Spring environment. Remaining all are there in Spring and Spring Boot both, guys. Remaining all are there in Spring and Spring Boot both, guys. Now listen, while doing these injections, ambiguity problems may come. To sort out those ambiguity problems, come on, we have to think about going for some other supporting annotations, guys. What are those? @qualifier. Okay, guys. @primary. @primary. These are there to solve ambiguity problems, guys. Okay, now listen. Similar annotations also there as Java config annotation. Not given by Spring people, given by JDK people and JWE people, boss. Given by JDK people and JWE people. So @named. Come on. Not popular, but I'm giving knowledge sake. @resource. 8. Okay. @inject. @named, @resource, @inject. Are you listening my statement, boss? So these are Java config annotations. These are Java. No, this is purely for, these are purely for data purpose, boss. Data purpose. Now listen. These are given by Spring, boss. Given by Spring. Okay, guys. Now tell me here. Given by JSC, JWE modules as Java config annotations. Java config annotations. Are you listening my statement, boss? Pavan Kumar, they don't fall under data annotations. Please, na, boss. I'm giving data annotation. If you say at the rate scope, at the rate required, are there to inject something? Why don't you follow category, my dears? Don't list out the annotation because you know them. Please use your common sense. What I am talking. Annotations for configuration, data annotations. Data annotations for what purpose? To inject data. Tell me at the rate scope, at the rate required, anyhow related to data injection, directly or indirectly? No. No. Are you understanding my statement? Given by JSC, comma JWE module as Java config annotations, guys. Okay, Java config annotation. Now listen, guys. Can be used in multiple frameworks. Multiple frameworks. Multiple frameworks. Multiple framework. JRev, how at the rate component scan comes under, how at the rate component scan comes under data annotation, boss? Is it there to inject something to bin property? Don't show your half knowledge, my dear. I will give them, na. I will give them. Why are you taking tension? Okay. I will definitely give them. Don't take tension. This is just a second category only. Okay. To inject. To inject. To inject. Other Spring Bean objects to. Other Spring Bean object to. Bean property. Spring Bean property. Current Spring Bean property. Current Spring Bean property. I hope you understood. Tell me other day, I written on the top of date property. Tell me what is doing. It is taking local datetime, which is another Spring Bean, creating object and assigning that one to current bean property. Come on, guys. This is to inject other Spring Bean objects to current bean class property, boss. Okay, this is for what purpose? Both these are there for what purpose? Both these are there for what purpose? Ganesh, can you come to the subject, boss? Can you come to the subject, boss? Why are you deviating from the subject? Okay, boss. Now listen carefully. These are there to inject simple values, guys. These are there to inject simple values, collections. Okay, collections. To inject simple values, collections, and etc. Are you listening my statement, guys? This is for simple value. Now listen. Why these two are given, boss? We are going to see practicals. Don't worry. Okay. To solve ambiguity problems. To solve the ambiguity problems. Ambiguity problems related to dependency injection. Related to dependency injection, guys. Now tell me, guys, at the rate named, it's a multi-purpose annotation, guys. Okay, it's a multi-purpose annotation to configure Java class as Spring Bean. To configure Java class as Spring Bean and to resolve ambiguity problem. It can be used in both angles, boss. it can be used in both angles. Are you listening my statement? To configure Java class as prevent to resolve ambiguity problem. See, you might be knowing so many annotation, but first of all, you have to understand whether it falls to that category or not. That is most important. Ambiguity. To solve ambiguity problem. Okay. Right. Prachod @ controller is used in MVC application, web application. @ REST controller will be used in what? Distributed application, web services application. Sorry, web services application. Right, boss. Next one is what? @ resource for injection. For injection like @ auto-wide. Alternate to @ auto-wide, guys. @ auto-wide. Yes, guys. @ injection. Okay. This is also for injection, guys. Like @ auto-wide. Like @ auto-wide. I hope you understood my point, guys. Right. Annotation configuration. These are data annotations, guys. Then we are having, okay, life cycle annotations. Spring Bean life cycle annotations. Spring Bean life cycle annotation. What is my third category? These annotations are purely given for life cycle activities. Tell me, guys. @ post construct. @ post construct. @ pre-destroy. What is this? To make Java method of Spring Bean class as init lifecycle method. What method, guys? Init lifecycle method. Init lifecycle method. Okay. Sri, don't create your own annotation. Please use existing annotation. Next one. To make Java method of Spring Bean class as destroy lifecycle methods. What, guys? Destroy lifecycle methods. Next one, boss. Okay, miscellaneous annotations. That means we have a different annotations, boss. We are having miscellaneous annotations. Lot of miscellaneous annotations are there. Now tell me, guys. @ import. @ import to link one @ configuration class. One @ configuration class with another @ configuration class. Okay, to link one @ configuration class with another @ configuration class, guys. Okay, there will be a need, boss. Don't worry. @ import resource. The people who know Spring Core module should have awareness of all these things. To link Spring Bean configuration file. Come on. Spring Bean configuration file. Nothing but XML file with another @ configuration class. With @ configuration class. Okay, guys. Next one. @ component scan. @ component scan. Come on. To make IOC container. to make IOC container to look for stereotype annotation based Java classes, stereotype annotation based Java classes in the given packages, in the given Java packages, in the given Java packages, and to make them as, come on, and to make them as, okay, listen guys, in some worst possible cases, we have to take XML, and to link that XML file with configuration class, we have to take at the rate import resource annotation. Are you understanding my point, guys? Okay. Right, boss. Now tell me here, given packages and to make them as spring beans. To make them as spring beans. Next, I'm giving miscellaneous annotation, guys. They don't fall under certain category. Okay. Next, at the rate lazy. At the rate lazy. Come on. At the rate lazy. To enable lazy instantiation. What, guys? Lazy instantiation on singleton scope spring beans. The people who know Spring Basics, the people who know Spring Core module, they might be connecting to all these annotations. If not, go for what? Improve that. Spend time in the internet and go for this. Tell me, guys, to enable lazy instantiation on singleton scope spring beans. Next, number 5, at the rate scope. Tell me, guys, at the rate scope to specify spring bean scope, guys. Number 6, to specify spring bean code. Now tell me, at the rate property source. At the rate property source, comma. Next one is what? At the rate property sources. At the rate property sources. Tell me, guys, what is there? To configure properties file. File are files. File are files with configuration class or Spring Bean class. With Spring Bean or configuration class. Are you listening my statement, guys? Okay, in data annotations, I forgot one thing, guys, one small thing. That is number 9. Okay, I will write number 9 here. At the rate lookup to perform, what is that, guys? Lookup method injection. What injection, guys? To perform lookup method injection. Are you listening my statement, boss? Right. Now listen. Yeah. Yes. Tomorrow onwards, new link will be given, guys. Okay. Don't take tension. Today after 7:30 p.m., those who have completed formalities, those who have completed registrations, okay, new link will be sent through mail. New link will be sent through mail. Okay, after 7:30 p.m., if you didn't get any mail, if you didn't get meeting ID and password, new meeting ID and password, please contact Srikanth sir. Yeah, old students will get automatically. Don't worry. Old students will get automatically. I am talking about those students who joined from Spring Boot onwards. Okay, now listen. If he didn't get it, okay, please put WhatsApp messages to Srikanth sir, and he will sort out each and every student problem. But after sorting out problem, you will get the link. After getting link, please don't keep thank you sir, okay sir. This kind of formality messages are not required, because he has to deal with 3,000 plus students, and if everyone keep thank you sir, okay sir, welcome sir, this kind of messages, again his WhatsApp will be filled up with a lot of messages. Okay, so that's why if you get the link, there is no need of putting any thank you message. Right, I hope I am clear. I hope I am very clear, guys. Okay, I hope I'm very clear. At the rate 8. This is also Spring annotation, guys. Okay, this is also Spring annotation, which is there to perform what? Dependency lookup, guys. Now tell me here, last 7 1 miscellaneous. At the rate Spring Boot application. At the rate Spring Boot application annotation. Okay, guys. Combination of 3 annotations. Combination of 3 annotations to add Spring Boot behavior to application. Okay, guys. What are those 3 annotations, guys? Tell me, what are those 3 annotations? First one, at the rate configuration. At the rate configuration. Nowadays, same thing is coming as at the rate Spring Boot configuration. One and the same, guys. At the rate Spring Boot configuration. Next, already we spent the time and we discussed at the rate component scan. Next, at the rate component scan. Next one, at the rate enable auto configuration. Enable auto configuration. Yes, boss. I think you got the idea. I hope majority people are able to recognize annotations. Majority people are able to recognize these annotations. Now listen. Okay, some annotations I'll keep star symbol, guys. Don't worry today. REST controller, don't worry. I'll introduce more exclusively. Controller advice, don't worry today. I'll introduce more exclusively. At the rate controller, don't worry. I'll introduce more exclusively. At the rate repository, at the rate service, don't worry. I'll introduce more exclusively. Okay, now except those things, remaining annotations, you are comfortable, guys? Component, already we used in first example. Next one, configuration, already we used in first example. At the rate bean, already we used in first example. Come on. Remaining things, whatever I am keeping star, don't worry, we have to use again and again in the coming classes. I'll introduce more exclusively. I will give more explanation. Today, don't break your head. If you just listen them, I've given some statement, you just try to keep in the mind. We will study more about those annotations in the coming classes. Clear? Right. At the rate value, at the rate these two things we are going to study in the coming classes. I hope you are comfortable with at the rate auto wide. So far you are comfortable with at the rate auto wide or not? I am happy. At the rate named, at the rate resource, at the rate inject. These 3 things also we are going to study in the coming classes. Okay, but at the rate post construct we destroy, you should remember on your own, you should collect from your core module, boss. You should collect from core module. Okay, we are not going to spend time on it. Please recollect your core module knowledge. Fine. So we are going to study these annotations. Don't worry. Okay. At the rate import resource, we are going to study. Okay. Lazy and scope also we are going to study. And we remaining annotations we already studied, boss. Spring Boot application we already studied. Component scan also we already studied. Come on. And I think there is now nothing much to discuss about lazy and scope also. Is there anything great I should discuss about lazy and scope, guys? Scope is there to specify spring bean scope. Lazy is there to tell that a singleton scope bean. Okay. A singleton scope bean. Don't perform any what? Pre-instantiation. Okay. Property source. I will once again we will get the chance. Once again we will get the chance to study. And we already studied at the rate Spring Boot application, right? Okay, guys. Number 8. Number 8. Okay, guys. At the rate required. Deprecated, guys. Don't worry about it. Deprecated, don't worry about it. Are you listening my statement, guys? Don't worry about this. This also you are not going to worry about it. So it is just useful in XML level a lot, but in annotation level, not that much useful. Clear, guys? Okay. At the rate required. Required. I have written something else. Huh? Boss, no problem. At the rate required. Deprecated from Spring 5.1 onwards. Okay. Spring 5.1 onwards. Next one. At the rate depends on will be discussed in coming classes. Okay. Mr. Dilip, Mr. Srinath, if you don't know how to categorize annotation, keep quiet. At the rate data is not a Spring related annotation. Okay, it is a Lambda KPI annotation. Please keep quiet. When right time comes, I'll introduce that. So don't mix up Lambda annotations, servlet annotations, Hibernate annotation with the Spring annotations. I'm talking about Spring related annotation and please stick to that. Yes, in coming classes, we are also going to discuss that. Next was number 10, at the rate profile. At the rate profile. So there is a concept called Spring Boot profile, guys. While learning Spring Boot profile, we are going to study about it. Is that clear, guys? And if one, two are missed, don't worry. 1, 2 are missed, don't worry. Okay, we will study dynamically. As need is there, we will study them dynamically. I hope you are understanding my point. Before Spring Boot also, there were annotations. Because Spring means 4 types of programming. XML plus annotation, annotations are there. Okay, guys. Next one. 100% code-driven configuration. There also annotations are there. There also annotations are there. Understanding my point? Okay. Susmita Das, as part of microservices, all your answers will be done. Right now we are in the Spring Boot. Definitely your desire of microservices with the transaction management will be covered. Don't worry about it. But can you concentrate on Spring Boot right now? Okay, boss. Now, shall we go for Spring Boot second application, boss? Spring Boot second application development. Spring Boot second application development. Okay, talking about. Okay. Spring Boot second application development. Okay, now listen carefully. I have a target class, guys. Student is my target class. Yeah, another POC, guys. After that, one mini project. showing laid application development, showing auto configuration. What is that? Auto configuration. So that's why listen this example carefully, and this is going to be bit base for our third application. Third application is going to be mini project. Are you listening? Student guys, which is target class, and is having dependency with course material. What material, guys? Course material. But listen carefully. We have three types of course materials. Java course material. Sushant Kumar, please switch off your camera. Java course material. Next, Oracle course material. Okay, not Oracle. I will try to take major domains. .NET course material. I'm feeling people are wantedly switching on the cameras. I don't entertain such thing, boss. Next one, PHP course material. Are they not PHP, guys? UI course material. UI technologies course material. UI course material. These are quite happening courses now, boss. Right. Now, this is target class, guys. This is going to be dependent class. This is going to be, these are dependent classes. But here I am going to have one property of type course material. One property of type material. Understanding my statement? Okay, guys. What is the type? Course material. Material. Okay, this is my story, boss. On the top of it, I'm going to write @auto. I'm going to write @auto. Now listen, guys. So I'm saying course material, but there are three types of materials or not. Java course material, .NET course material, UI course material. Anything can be injected or not. Speak out, my dear. Anything can be injected or not. That means there is a possibility of getting ambiguity problem or not. Come on, guys. Java course material is what type? Course material type. .NET course material is what type? Course material type. UI course material is what type? Course material type. That means all of them are what? all of them are what? Implementing common interface or extending from common superclass. Are you understanding my point? And when I say @auto void, it will try to do injection by type. But unfortunately, what is there? All the three dependents are having what? Same type. So, and same type property is taken here. So due to this, what happens? Ambiguity problem comes or not? Ambiguity problem comes or not? What do you say, guys? Okay, guys. Tell me here what I do. @component st. St is my bean ID. Okay, here is my @component Java. Java is my bean ID. @component .NET. .NET is my bean ID. @component UI. UI is my bean ID. UI is my bean ID. Are you listening my statement, boss? Yes. Okay. Okay, guys. Now tell me how to solve this problem. Qualifier Java I will take. Then what happens, guys? All the three things will be injected. Only Java course material object will be injected. Everything will be injected. Only Java course material object will be injected. Are you listening my statement, boss? Yes. No, if you don't want to do this, if you don't want to do this, on any particular class, you say at the rate primary. On particular class, you say at the rate primary. Suppose I have gone to this place at the rate primary. Okay, this is one. This is two. Okay, guys. We can use either one or two to solve the ambiguity problem. To solve the ambiguity problem. Do I need to use both, guys? Do I need to use both? To solve the ambiguity problem, I have to use it. Okay, guys. Now listen. You may ask me one question. You may ask me one question. Sir, you want to inject Java course material. Why are you taking course material type property? You take Java course material type property, then tension will not be there. Then there is no need of using at the rate qualifier, at the rate primary. Why? Of type Java course material. Of type Java course material. Come on, guys. How many classes are there? Only one class is there. Okay, that's why that will be injected. Problem is solved, na? But what is the problem, guys? Tomorrow, if I don't want to work with the Java course material, I want to inject .NET course material. Again, I have to change my property type or not. That means if I write particular dependent class name as what target class property type, I'm going to get tight coupling or not. I'm going to get tight coupling or not. Are you listening my statement? So that's why always take property type as interface type. Always take property type as interface type, common interface type. Okay, so that we can move from one dependent class to another dependent class without disturbing what? Source code of the target class. This is nothing but loose coupling. This is seriously, literally nothing but loose coupling. Convinced with me or not? So no doubt, guys, this is a has a property. Has a property. This is interface type. Interface type. Interface type for loose coupling. Interface type for loose coupling. Okay. Since multiple dependent classes are there, multiple dependent classes are there, okay, to make them as same type of classes, make them as same type of classes. Okay, classes. Are you understanding my point there? Pavitra, there is no need of taking both. Pavitra, please listen class 100%. We can use either one or two to solve ambiguity problem. Pavitra madam, this is second time you are doing this kind of mistake. I didn't say use both. I said use either first one or second one. Guys, people are not listening continuously, listening 5 minutes, sleeping 10 minutes, and getting up and seeing the screen and asking the questions. This is not going to work out in online classes. I'm telling very seriously. Did I say I should use at the rate primary and at the rate qualifier both? Did I give that statement? I'm leaving to your common sense. If someone asks the question, why are you using both? What should I do? I definitely should confirm they are not listening classes properly. Please, online classes, self-discipline is very important. I will sleep 10 minutes. I will get up 10 minutes. I will ask the question based on the screen that is there, means not going to work out. If you don't have self-discipline, wait for offline classes. But don't waste my time and others' time. Please, I am requesting everyone. Since multiple dependent classes are there, to make them as the same type of classes, okay, it is recommended to implement. It is recommended to make those classes implementing common interface or extending from common superclass. That's what I'm trying to do, guys. All these classes are implementing one common interface. That's why I'm going to take this one as an interface, guys. I'm going to take this one as what? Class. Hey, this is just background. When I develop the code, you will get more clarity. Okay, now tell me, better to write this dependent classes terminology. Better to write this dependent classes terminology somewhere here. Okay. These are dependent classes. Are you listening my point? I think we got a basic idea, boss. We got a basic idea. Nitin, we can change through properties file. Okay, with the support of little XML add, or we can work with Spring profiles. J Ravi, we can change qualifier bean ID, but that is tight coupling because you are touching the Java code. No, you don't want to touch the Java code. Two options are there to change one from one dependent to another dependent dynamically without touching Java code. Number one, through properties file plus XML file. Through properties file for plus XML file. Number two, Spring profiles. One concept is there, Spring profiles. Using profiles also we can sort out. Okay, I'll show that also. I will definitely show that also. No doubt in that. Yes, I think those who have taken Spring Basics with me, those who have taken Spring Core with me, listen carefully. This kind of similar example we already developed. Only the thing is we have not developed in Spring Boot. Concept is same, only approach is different. Style is different. Is that clear? Is that clear? Ankit Rajput, if you want to know what is loose coupling, please study interfaces of core Java properly. Please study interfaces of core Java properly. Don't ask what is loose coupling, what is tight coupling in Spring classes, boss. Still I have explained. Come on. Okay. Loose coupling means degree of dependency is less between target and dependent. I can change from one dependent to another dependent without touching the source code of target. That is called loose coupling. Come on. That is called loose coupling. Harikrishna N @primary is only at class level. It cannot be applied at method level. Yeah, session over from my side. I'm taking few questions now. Rajesh Magar, that is just Spring based MVC where Spring Boot will be taught. But that is not exclusive Spring Boot MVC. Okay, guys. Abhishek Baskankar, in 1-2 days, I am going to upload that notes to material. What is that group? You can collect it. Anand Code, no separate factory boss. IOC container itself factory design pattern. Okay, guys. Barada Prasad. Yes, you have to download the zip file. There is no provision to download specific file. Okay. Barada Prasad, main method is a user defined method with a fixed name. It does not belongs to any class. Okay, Vivek Kazur, wait till tomorrow. I will show the practicals. How to use qualifier, property file and alias option tomorrow. Okay, Prakash, @query annotation is related to Spring Data JPA. Don't excite now. Next, Rohini, please contact admin. Uma Shankar, Apache Camel cannot be addressed here. Okay, because already we have added so many things, boss. Web services prerequisite is what? Servlet JSP. Spring REST itself, web service, Mr. Gaurav. ST4, ST3, which is better plugin? ST3 is the better plugin, 3.9 something. Yes, Meenan, thank you. Arvind Varma, you can happily join in this course. Gaurav Tamar, don't repeat the questions. Ask a question only for one time. Right. J. Ravi, very soon we are going to study Spring Profiles concept. Very, very interesting concept. Okay. Gaurav Tamar, I think you got your question. Spring REST itself web service, boss. To attend that one, you need to have a knowledge of Servlet JSP. That's it. Spring Profiles part of our course. Auto wiring is part of course. These are individual topics, boss. I hope you got basic idea, guys. Nitin, I don't have soft copy of Core Java. Ask Harikrishna, sir. Okay, Ganesh Pale, I worked out only PCF and AWS. Azure, you have to work out on your own. By that time, if I get the knowledge, I will share. Okay, guys. Shaker B, we can disable auto configuration if you don't want to enjoy auto configuration. Okay, guys. Next one. How many days this course belongs to? 120 plus sessions. Can we join Hibernate class? Next 3-4 days you can join Hibernate class. This entire year you prepare for online interviews only. Okay. AWS is better compared to Azure. Azure is Windows product, guys. Microsoft product. Okay, guys. Kasi, after 1.5 month, 1.5 month evening 6 p.m. Spring Basics batch will start. Simir Patel, to try as a Java developer, AWS is not required. But if you want to make yourself as a full stack developer, complete full stack plus developers, then we can go for, you have to learn AWS. Can we or should we create Spring Bean of application context object? Samarath, in Spring Boot, we don't create IOC container, we get it. Virendra Singh, contact admin to get the Hibernate link. Rudragauda Patil, it takes time, boss. Right now, slots are not there. People are asking for web services and design pattern batches. Very soon, we will start that batch. Because recently we completed, now it takes time. Okay, this example is not over, my dear. This example is not over. I'm just giving what is what. Tomorrow when we meet, we are going to implement it. And I'm going to prepare background for mini project. Hemanta, if you have a Spring basic knowledge, what you learned here, you can keep Spring 5.x in your resume. Happily you can keep. No problem at all. Thank you, guys. Apache Kafka awareness will be given, boss. Our main concentration will be JMS and RabbitMQ. Ashutosh, you can take Hibernate and Spring Boot classes parallel, and it's recommended. If you have Hibernate knowledge before I launch Spring Data JPA, you will be enjoying Spring Boot Data JPA learning. Spring Boot Data JPA learning like anything. Thank you guys. We'll meet tomorrow. Array, flyway or liquid base. Okay, flyway and liquid base are some tools related to database, boss. Okay, guys. I didn't explore much on Julia, boss. I didn't explore much on Julia. Okay. DP next batch takes 2-3 months time, guys. Slots are not there. Okay. Samir Patil, don't mention as a Spring Basics, mention as a Spring. Or mention as a Spring Core. Spring modules, Spring Core. Spring. Okay. And when it comes to microservices, Microservices. Okay, microservices tools, and mention all the tools that I am going to cover in microservices. Microservices itself on category name. Microservices APIs, microservices tools. There you mention Joule, so many tools, so many things I am going to cover. Netflix, so many APIs I'm going to cover, so many tools I'm going to cover, so many configuration models I'm going to cover. Just mention those names. Thank you guys. Have a nice time.